ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Om. Today we continue our discussions of Agni Suktas from Sage Kutsa, Suktam 97. This is to be considered as a prayer sukta in Gayatri Chandas. Here Agni is to be considered as Devika Agni, 1.97.1. Apa na shoshucha dagham. O Agni, please drive away sin, disease and laziness. Please purify our wealth. May you drive away our sins committed through mind, speech and body. No comments are called for on any of these rugs in the Sukta, as they are just simple prayers only. The last pada is repeated in all the rugs. 1.97.2. Sukshetriya, O Agni, we invoke you for good lands, for good cultivation of land, and for wealth of all kinds. Please drive away our sins. Prayad Bhandishtha, 1.97.3. O most highly praised Agni, since in this assembly of ours all of us are highly learned and brave, please drive away our sins. 1.97.4. Prayate Agni. O Agni, because your worshippers are highly learned, we invoke you. Please drive away our sins. 1.97.5. Prayadagne Agni. Since the mighty flames of Agni move in all directions, may he drive away our sins. 1.97.6. Tvam hi Vishwato Mukha. O all-pervading Agni, having faces in all directions, you are the controller of the whole universe. Please drive away all our sins. 1.97.7. Vishono Vishwado Mukhadi. O Agni, having faces in all directions, may you take us across all our miseries like a boat taking us across river. Please drive away all our sins. The last rek in the Sukta, 1.97.8. Sana Sindhumiva. May that Agni take us across all miseries for our welfare. Like a boat, take us across to the opposite side of an ocean. May he drive away all our sins. Suktam 98. This is another prayer Suktam from Sage Kutsa, which is on Vaishwanara Agni, and this Suktam is in Trishtup Chandas. This Sukta more or less brings out qualities attributed to Vaishwanara Agni. 1.98.1. Vaishwanarasya Sumatau. Vaishwanara Agni is the supreme leader of all souls. He is the sovereign creator of this manifested universe consisting of infinite, diverse material forms. Only His light shines through the sun, and is the just Lord of the world. May we subsist in the true knowledge of that pervader of all souls. This Rik defines who Vaishvanara is. He is the supreme leader of all souls, or their activator. He is the creator of all objects. He is the soul of the sun and master of the universe. All human beings subsist because of him. 1.98.2 Prishto Divi Prishto. That Agni who is present in the shining space is present on the earth also. That Agni is present in all souls. He enters all the plants and herbs. He is present in vigor. May that Agni guard us night and day against all violent persons who are about to harm us. All-pervading character of Vaishvanara Agni is spelt out in this Rik explicitly. He is the guardian of all living creatures. 1.98.3, which is the last Rik in this sukta. Vaishvanara Tava. O leader of all souls, Vaishvanara, that is your truth. May we gain bountiful wealth of all kinds. May Mitra, Varuna, Aditi, oceans, the earth and the shining space or light, who are activated by you, magnify that wealth. The truth about Vaishvanara Agni is stated in the first two Riks. He is present not only in creatures, living creatures, but also in plants, herbs, etc., indicating that the seer considers plants also as living beings. Vaishvanara activates Mitra, Varuna, etc. He pervades all the shining beings. May he protect all creatures through the shining beings mentioned in this Rik. Agni Suktas from sage Kutsa end with this beautiful prayer sukta. This is followed by a single Rik sukta, which is a rarity in Rigveda, from the famous sage Maricha Kashyapa. This is again an Agni Sukta basically, and is in Trishtu Chandas. Jata Vedase Sunavama Soma Marati Yato Nidahati Veda 1.99.1 and so on. We extract Atmiya Soma essence for the knower of all born beings, Jata Veda Agni. He searches those persons who do not follow Rita, the eternal nature's laws prescribed by the Vedas. He destroys wealths of wicked persons. Overcoming all evils, that Agni takes us across all difficulties and miseries to the Supreme Self, like a boat taking us across to the opposite shore of the ocean. Superficial meaning of the Rik is presented here. Implied meaning of this very important sukta or Rik in Rigveda is the following. All-knowing spiritual Agni, who is present within one's own heart space, when meditated on, destroys one's internal enemies, unreal evil thoughts, and takes him to the miseryless state of oneness, miseryless state of oneness, across the sea of samsara, the birth, death, birth cycle. O reader of this treatise, try this and attain the miseryless state. The suktam that follows is an Indra Suktam from a group of rishis, and this is first Indra Suktam from these people, in this mandala now, from Utsa. And these rishis are Rudrashva, Ambarisha, Sahadeva, Hayamana, Suradhasa, Vashagira, Sayo Vrusha, Vrushanyevi, 1.100.1. Indra is the causer of rain with the rays of the sun. He is the dweller with all energies. He is the showerer of rainwaters. He is invoked in all struggles. He is resplendent in the space and on the earth, and is the master of the solar world. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. Indra and Marus dwell together in the same abode of the self, say heart space. The last quarter is repeated in the first 15 riks of the sukta. Yasya anapta 1.100.2. Indra's glory is like that of the sun. He is the slayer of wicked persons in battle after battle. He is not attainable by the ignorant, though attainable by persons who obey his commands, or who are his friends, or are learned men with wisdom. He is showerer of happiness and is destroyer of our enemies. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. This last portion is coming again and again every rik. Indra, universal Jivatma, cannot be attained or conceived of by ignorant men. Indra is showerer of spiritual light rays, while the sun emits gross or physical light rays. 1.100.3. Divo Nayasya Retaso. His spiritual vigors or spiritual light rays radiate with the rays of the sun. He is not to be overtaken with his strength. He is fulfiller of noble desires. He is the slayer of wicked men. He is the subduer of the unrighteous with his manliness. He is enduring and overcoming all. May that Indra, along with the Marus, come to our protection. Indra bestows existence on material universe, while the sun illuminates it with gross or physical light. 1.100.4. So, Angirobhi, he is most shining among those who are shining like burning charcoal. He is the best showerer among showerers. He is the best friend among friends and the most venerated among the venerable knowers of the Vedas. He is preeminent among the praiseworthy. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. Being Jivatma of all living creatures, Indra is the best friend of all. 100.5 Sa Sunubhirna Rudrevi, all powerful Indra, along with equally strong Maruts, who are like the sons of Rudra or Lord of creation, organizing themselves like an army of brave soldiers, overruns the powerful army in battle. May that Indra, along with the Maruts, come to our protection. 100.6 Samanyumi. He, Indra, is the conqueror of anger or angry men. He is the source of happiness to all. He is the protector of truth and invoked by many. He brings the light of the sun to us today. May that Indra, along with Maruts, come to our protection. Truth is Atma, is oneness. Manifested self, Indra, is protecting that truth. Tamudayo 1.100.7 Enjoying the protection given by him, Indra, the brave men make him their protector in their battles of day-to-day life for acquiring knowledge and happiness of all. He is the master of all merciful acts. May that Indra, along with the Maruts, come to our protection. 100.8 1.100.8 Tamapsanta Savasa. Other leaders of men approach him like shining wings. He is a mighty leader of men. In the beginning of battles, for protection and for wealth, he grants superior spiritual light rays in the bewildering darkness of ignorance. May that Indra, along with Maruts, come to our protection. Indra destroys darkness of ignorance with spiritual light of knowledge. 1.100.9 Sasavena Yamati. With his left hand, he keeps in check even the most powerful enemies. With his right hand, he controls the work that he has undertaken on hand. Getting praised, he becomes the bestower of wealth. May that Indra, along with Maruts, come to our protection. 1.100.10 Sa Grame Bhisanisa. Along with Maruts, he is the bestower of wealth on us. He is recognized by all men, even today and at all times, by his chariots containing all sorts of gift articles. By his might, he subdues his unruly opponents. May that Indra, along with Maruts, come to our protection. His chariots could be bodies of living creatures which are carriers of Jivatma, Indra. 1.100.11 Sajamibhir. With his kinsman, the Maruts, he goes to fight his adversaries in battle for the sake of all his friends and others alike. Invoked by many, he becomes the cause of their gaining of sons and grandsons. May that Indra, along with Maruts, come to our protection. Indra only bestows Jivatma on the sons and grandsons of invokers. 1.100.12 Savajrabha. He is the wielder of thunderbolt, like a destroyer of enemies. He is the slayer of thieves and robbers, is mighty and fierce to his vows. He is a knower of thousands of things and is so great a scholar. He is good towards his 5 kinds of born beings. He overcomes his adversaries with his tremendous might. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. 5 kinds of born beings are Udbhaja, sprouting from the earth; Svedaja, those born from sweat; Antaja, those born from egg; Garbhaja, those born from womb; and Manoja, those born from the minds. Alternately, they could be all born beings who are born or yet to be born, since their bodies are made of 5 born basic forms of matter. 1.100.13 Tasya Vajrakrandati. His shining Vajra makes a great noise or draws cries from enemies. He is promoter of happiness. He is doer of noble deeds, and he is served by all. His merits and actions shine like the light of the sun in the space, and on him richness depends. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. 1.100.14 Yasyajasram Shavasa. People living on the earth in all directions enjoy, honor, and Vedic knowledge by his spiritual power. He is the eternal protector of the space and the earth, and he protects his subjects with happiness by his noble deeds. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. 1.100.15 Nayasya Deva. The limit of the might of the resplendent sun, Indra, cannot be gauged by the enlightened, nor by ordinary human beings, nor by the flowing waters. By his might he is superior to the space, earth, and all other forms of matter and material objects. May that Indra, along with Marus, come to our protection. 1.100.16 Yohichyava. He is a knowledgeable person who knows the spiritual array, quanta of spiritual energy, together with the cover of the possessor of quick horses or spiritual rays of light, which is delightful and whose dwelling is in the spiritual light. His horses or rays are colored red and dark and fast moving. He is seated in a vehicle, showering happiness on all. He makes a man rich among human beings. Possessor of quick spiritual light rays is Indra. These are arrays or quanta of spiritual light from the abode of the self brought by Atmiya Soma. Indra creates the universe making use of these rays. Who knows about them is an overall truth. This is the implied meaning of the Rak. To explain, spiritual energy quanta is indestructible and assumed to be red in color. Dark ray correspond to unreal ignorance covering essence of flowing water, essence of flowing water which is the flowing property. Atmiya Bhavamana Soma gives these two horses to Indra. 100.17 Edatyatta Indra. O Indra, all men trained by words of noble persons praise your words and deeds, that shower of happiness for the body and mind. You are the sun, surrounded by enlightened souls, are afraid of doing unrighteous acts, are endowed with good wealth, and are possessor of quick-moving horses, or spiritual light rays. You are being welcomed by our companions. 100.18 Dasyun Chi Muscha. Indra is invoked by many. He is the destroyer of enemies and is wielder of powerful Vajra. Along with his brilliant friends, the Marus, he is the destroyer of wicked people and also miseries of good persons. He protects his kingdom, the earth, the sun, and the flowing waters continuously. Last look for the day, 100.19 Vishwahendru Adhivakra. May Indra be the comforter to us all the time, so that free from crookedness we may acquire wealth, food, knowledge, etc. May Mitra, Varuna, Aditi, oceans, the earth and the shining space magnify that wealth. From next suktam, perceptions of sage Kutsa continues with an Indra Suktam. We will take it up next day. Viramastavat.